Hello everybody. Today I'm looking at a brand new plugin by the company Noiseworks. This is called VoiceAssist. It's a cleanup plugin for voice, right? Dialogue, even singing voice. Anything you have to take out breaths or look at the sibilants or reduce background noises. Of course, you say, wait a minute, I got Isotope RX for that. And you have to load in a lot of plugins in the chain or run it in standalone. And you do it, I have to go through every single segment and maybe apply it again. You know how it is. It's very tedious. This plugin does it all for you. And I met those guys, the developers, at the NAMM show last week, which was in Anaheim, California. I've been going for 20 years, trying new things, discovering new companies, and I have not heard about Noiseworks. And I went to their website afterwards and I looked up their products, and they have a few plugins in there. The DynAssist is the smaller version with less features, but also very efficient. And right now you can actually get a trial, 14-day unlimited, which I think is very generous. It works. There's no beeping or shutting down. You can work for 14 days with this and try it out. This is an expensive plugin. This is on the higher end. This is usually $300. And right now it's on sale for $200. But I think it might be worth it if you are in the business for voiceover, audiobooks, a lot of cleanup you have to do, maybe even in film, with dialogue cleanup, things like that. Going down the website, it shows the individual, modules, cleaning up or de-reverbing, remove traffic, noises, if you have a field recording going on. It has a vocal writer, so it smoothens out your levels before you send them to your final compressor. It has a low-end module, which we will recover low-end if the microphone didn't really catch it all. So you can add a little bit to that. Also, the resonance reduction can be modified, things like that. Of course, the breaths and sibilance detector and the gate, which is automatic. The moment there's nothing going on, it will immediately put down, a gate, and it will change the settings. You don't need to set a threshold. It's an automatic gate, which I also liked, and it works really wonderfully. On the bottom, you can see a little comparison between DynAssist and VoiceAssist, and you see what's in there. It's pretty impressive. So let's hop over to Cubase and take a closer look. And I tried a couple examples to see what it does. And again, this VST runs in standalone, as a regular VST, and of course in ARA. And if you have a program, a DAW like Cubase or Logic or Pro Tools with ARA, you can run this like Melodyne or Spectra Layers. Immediately click on the clip, and boom, here we go. So let's check it out. I uploaded a couple clips into Cubase, enabled the extension, as you can see, with a little icon on the upper corner. Also here in the extension, it would say Voice Assist, which I selected. It is slightly different in Logic, in a different spot, or in Pro Tools. But, if you use ARA, you know what to do. You can also run this for the entire track. That would be all clips, and then it takes long, of course, to calculate and process. Here are the suggestions of the AI. The red is the gate, where it cut down. If there's no information, that's not voice. It will just go right down and take it out. And it did little voice writing to make it a little more smooth. And also the blue ones are the sibilance detection, the segments here. So it decided to modify those spots a little bit. And you can see different values, right? Depending, what's best, what's needed. Let me play this without the plugin involved. Super noisy background today. All right, and here we go. Super noisy background today. Construction, airplanes, traffic. Now let's see what this plugin can remove. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can listen to the background noise removed, which is by clicking this button. Now you can hear the background only. A pretty amazing job. Also, it will reduce some of the rumbling or resonances in the lower frequencies, and it makes a low cut also pitch based. So it will detect the lowest pitch in my voice, and after that it will roll off. So there's no information that you don't really need on a recording. The gating, as you can see, vocal detection mode. I didn't set a threshold. It's infinity. And it decided, beginning -60, yes, because there's nothing happening. And because of the noise, it ramps in, and you can decide by, changing the borders you know, the gating, right? It's up to you what you want to do. The same with the sibilants. You can go in, take them out, or use less or more. Of course, if you want a little noise in your recording because it's live, it's out there, maybe it's a reporter, you can decide how much you want. Let me turn off the gate for a minute, and let's bring in the noise a little bit. Super noisy background today, construction, airplanes, traffic. Now let's see what this plugin can remove. Testing, 1, 2. So -7, if I go to -10, might be already too much. Super noisy background today, construction, airplanes, traffic. Now let's see what this plugin can remove. So if you have all the options here. You can take it completely out, or you can, add a little bit to it. And again, everything is in one unit. You don't need to go forth and back to your de-reverb plugin or a denoiser and go back to the, de-esser or the popping noise removal, whatever you use, right? This is in one contained, plugin, which I like. And also it's very fast once it has analyzed your file. And I think if you work on a large, let's say audiobooks, you have 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, you run it on your track, have a coffee, come back in 10 minutes, and it's all there. And it already sounds pretty good from the get-go. Let me pick another clip, this one. This one is a noisy clip. In the past, I've made no secret of my disdain for Chef Cousteau's famous motto. I added some wind. This is, of course, a studio recording of the voice, which was pretty clean already, but I added some artificial wind, and I mixed those just for testing. So I'm gonna select the clip. I'm gonna go on extension. I pick the voice assist. See, it adds it here. It analyzes, your file. The most consuming part of the analysis is the cleaning part. So if you turn that off, it would be faster, and you can turn it on after. So here we go now with without the wind. In the past, I've made no secret of my disdain for Chef Cousteau's famous motto, anyone can cook. I mean, wow, right? I mean, it's gone pretty much. And it sounds pretty natural still. It doesn't have some weirdness. I find this quite effective, this tool. And again, the control, and you can go in. See, it detected one breath in green. This is the breath, and it says, too much. If you want to keep it, let me hear this motto. And I don't even hear the breath. This motto. But, the eye said there's something there you might not want if we blow this up later and it gets really loud, let's say in a movie theater, when the dialogue is really hot, something like that. This motto, anyone can cook. And if you don't want it, click the X, done. And if you want to add, you see on the bottom, you got the plus sign, green, which means we can add the unit, and you can then decide where you want it, and you can determine the amount of reduction. So if you want to go surgical, you can, but you don't have to. Again, this is the idea of an assistant helping you to get to a good result quicker, because as we know, voice editing is tedious, and getting to all those breaths, finding them, and if you set the automatic threshold, sometimes it grabs them, sometimes not enough. So you have to run the plugin, you apply the processing twice or 3 times to take it down. This one does it all right there, and you have a nice overview of your problem zones, and you can address them. So quite impressive. I think this gave you a little insight into this plugin. Test it. It's free for 14 days, fully functional. No beeping, clicking, making noises. You can use it on a project, and if you like it, maybe you buy it. I definitely say it's worth checking out. Excellent work by Noiseworks, their latest voice assist plugin. Thanks for watching.